T, and I've been a singer-songwriter for a long time. I started out kind of writing my own stuff and going and playing sort of songwriting showcases and that sort of thing, and have just sort of built my music from there. I was raised in a very musical family, so I grew up learning how to play instruments, and my father is a singer as well, and so there was always music around me. And the writing thing kind of came a bit later. It took me a while to get confident with that. But yeah, now I've had a couple of albums published, and have just tried to be as consistent as I can with, you know, creating music and putting it out into the world. So I figure as long as I can keep doing that sort of sustainably, then happy days.
Well, Amy usually comes in with an acoustic guitar and her vocal. So, and she will demo up things to a certain point with like electronic sounds and different ideas she's got. And then she basically lets me play. And she's there the whole time, and she's directing me what she likes, what she doesn't like. And that's how it works, really. We just experiment. We play with things. I don't exactly have a sound in my head when we start. We might have a general idea of a direction we want to go, but then we just play.
It's just like a compulsion, I think. I want to tell stories, and I want to connect with people, and it's something that I struggle to do in everyday life, perhaps compared to other people. I'm not the most confident person. I'm not the most, kind of out there person, and not the best communicator verbally. So I tell my story through music, and I think when you reach someone through music, the connection that you have is so much more special. It's hard to describe, but yeah, it's just in me. It's in my veins. It's something I was born with, and now feel like I have to do. And trust me, there are plenty of days where I think, what am I doing? Why did I choose this? And sometimes it is really, really hard, but the good days make it totally worthwhile. And the moments, it's all about creating moments and sharing moments. Yeah.
Amy completely blitzed it. Like completely blitzed it. So that's, being shortlisted from nearly 1,000 entrants to online for a month. Her engagement was just off the charts. And, that's another way that we can kind of discover and work with upcoming artists and spread the word about our services. I mean, before All Access, we had an electronic music competition that we run directly with Central Station Records, and we had Ministry was involved in a certain aspect, and Raw FM. And apart from the one winner, at least a dozen people got signed. The labels were courting so many of the artists that come through. So for me, it's about trying to provide genuine opportunities for people.
I had the opportunity to come and do a tour of the facility before we came into record, which was awesome, because then I feel like I really got to know the lay of the land, and just the immense amount of work that has gone into actually building this space. And it really is incredible. I've been told it's one of the top 5 studios in the world now, which I would completely believe, because it really is incredible.
Well, it's a couple of things. I mean, it's easy working with someone like Owen, who you just tell him what we needed for the session. We had 2 hours of a very limited call with 6 musicians, and he made it happen, and it was very smooth, so I didn't have to worry about moving mics or anything. He just made sure it was there and the sound was good. So that's one. Very nice to have that. It's a luxury compared to my space. We had started working on the tracks at my studio, Hazy Cosmic Jive, before we came down here. So we have the bass, the beds for the tracks, and we did want to fuse that kind of electronic stuff with like some orchestral instruments and things. And when we found out we could record in the big tracking room, we thought, well, we can record an ensemble live, because in my studio I usually multi-track the instruments separately. But I mean, it's been such a beautiful experience to have everyone being able to play together in the room and hear it as an ensemble. So we took advantage of that when we found out that she'd won the competition.
Yeah, I think being able to record at 301 has really shaped the sound of the new songs. Like I think we've taken them to a place where we wouldn't have been able to go before, which is amazing. And also just, you know, getting to meet the people who are here and having access to, you know, the equipment and the space is just, yeah, not something that we would have been able to access before. So yeah, it's amazing.
Well, I mean, she's just a fantastic songwriter and lyricist, and, you know, interesting harmonic progressions, and, you know, everything about her music is interesting in the songwriting. So it's very easy to work with someone like that. You can't make Amy sound bad. Anyone could work with Amy and she'd sound great. I mean, in that sense, it's very easy. With regards to sound, when we first started working, it was more like, okay, it's a folk sound.
Obviously, it's incredibly helpful as an independent artist to be able to reach people. It's, you know, there's a downside. It takes up time, and it's the sort of thing that you have to be really consistent with. But at the end of the day, I like to think about it as that's how I talk to people. And this competition was a really interesting exercise in that, because as a finalist, part of my job was to actually try and share the song that I'd entered with as many people as I could via social media.
Well, I'll just say it's all about the song. She's just a phenomenal songwriter. So it doesn't matter, like, she's experimenting with sounds and colours and all that sort of stuff, but at the end of the day, she writes brilliant songs, and she'll get you with a song.